I have a problem, and normally I wouldn't talk about it publicly, but it affects Rebel News, and I think I need some help because I don't think I can solve it all by myself. Like most guys, I don't do very well asking for personal help, especially if it makes me look weak in some way. But I really do need some help, and I'm stressing about it a little bit, so here goes. And you don't have to help if you don't want, but if you can, I'd appreciate it. It would be a real personal favor to me. I've had a banker call in 2 Rebel News loans, and we have to pay them off right away. We had expected to be able to roll the loans over for another year, as we've done for the past 3 years. But there's a new boss over there, and they are demanding the money in full. We have to pay off approximately $195,000 by next week, December 28th, and we have to pay off another $185,000 a month later on January 28th. That's a total of $380,000, and obviously that's an incredible burden on us. We were surprised by this. The loan has always been like a mortgage. It has 8.5% interest, so it works out to around $2,500 a month in interest payments, which we treated like a mortgage payment, and we can totally handle $2,500 a month. And every Christmas, the loan was just rolled over. But this year, the banker has asked for all the money back, and he said he'd only let us keep the loan if we now pay double-digit interest rates on it, which we can't afford to do either. So it feels like we're between a rock and a hard place. How am I going to come up with $380,000 in the next 5 weeks? Instead of stressing about this privately, I thought I'd just ask for help. Why not? It couldn't hurt. Maybe some of our viewers can help. I mean, we crowdfund all the time for other projects. These days we hire lawyers to help people fight pandemic lockdown fines. We've defended churches and seniors and kids and shopkeepers. We crowdfund for other people all the time. So I thought, well, maybe people won't mind if I ask for help to crowdfund the repayment of this loan. Let me give you some background. 3 years ago, when Rebel News was in some choppy waters, we borrowed money from a friendly supporter to help tide us over. It was actually specifically to do more journalism. Our lender was a great guy who actually was a generous donor to us too, and a real friend. We used that money not just to get through the hard times, but to build up our company, including to hire new talent to do great reporting across the country and around the world. In many ways, I think Rebel News has never been better. Now, along the way, our friend who loaned us the money ran into a change of circumstance himself, and he had to sell our loan to a banker who doesn't know us and who isn't a supporter. He's not a bad guy, he just is a banker who wants his money back, and under the terms of the contract, he can ask for it back. He doesn't actually have to renew the loan, and he has what's called a general security agreement, basically a mortgage on all of our property, from our cameras to our computers, everything, and he's calling in the loan now. I wish he wouldn't, but he's a banker. He's not like our old friend who actually gave the loan to us 3 years ago. We have to pay it. I'm not even mad at him. It's his right, and we really did use the money to our benefit these years, so I guess I need your help. If you're in a position to replace this loan, or part of it, let me know. I mean, if you are in a position to lend us $380,000, send me an email to ezra@rebelnews.com. If you're in a position to lend us some money and think 8.5% is a good rate of return, just write to me. But I think this is sort of an unrealistic hope that someone would just lend us that large amount of money on such short notice. If I were with 99% of the media in Canada, I know exactly what I would do. I would just call up Justin Trudeau and sign up for his media bailout. And I would just get free money from the government. Trudeau loves collecting little house pets in the media, but I'm not a prostitute. I won't let him rent me. I'd have to agree to be a good liberal boy and obey this guy.
So how will this work? How are you going to regulate websites? How are you going to register all that? Do you buy these recommendations?
Well, one of the recommendations, so you're talking about a couple of different things here, but as far as the licensing is concerned, is if you're a distributor of content in Canada, and obviously, you know, if you're a very small media organization, the requirement probably wouldn't be the same as if you're Facebook or Google, so there would have to be some proportionality embedded into this, but we would ask that they have a license. Yes.
Yeah, frankly, I'd rather Rebel News go out of business than take a cent from those guys. So if it's unlikely that I can find a miracle lender in the next week, and if I won't go to Trudeau for a bailout, maybe you can help me, not with $380,000, but maybe with $38 or even $380. Can you please help us? We really did put the money towards good things. We hired new staff. We've done great journalism, and we've done important investigations that no one else has done. And most importantly, we've told the other side of the story, especially during the pandemic lockdown. That's what we need this money for, to do our journalism. So if you can, please go to helprebelnews.com and help me pay off these 2 loans which are due right now. I promise that in return we'll stay focused on what's important, on what we do best: news, commentary, and activism, fighting back. And if you give us a generous gift, we'll put your name on our wall here in the office for our entire staff to see every day. I don't think I've shown this to you before. It's all the people who donated to our crowdfunding campaign to build our studio years ago. We still see all of your names every day and your messages. Well, we have another wall that's bare. I propose to put on it all the names of people who help us burn the mortgage. If you help me pay down this $380,000 loan that frankly caught us by surprise, I'll put your name up there. If you donate $100 at helprebelnews.com, we'll put your name up on a brick with a short message. If you donate $380, imagine if 1,000 people did that, we could retire the whole loan that way. We'll give you not just a brick, but we'll engrave your name on a list on a brass plaque that will hang on our wall right next to our YouTube plaques that celebrate our 100,000th and our millionth subscribers. And if you think this is a good time and a good reason to really help us out, and if you can afford to chip in $3,800, we'll give you a whole block. We'll call it a cornerstone. We'll put you on a special plaque for cornerstone buyers, and we'll give you a copy of all of our books signed by the authors. And if you're someone who has the ability to help us beyond our wildest expectations, if you're in a position to donate $38,000, we will name a room of our office for you, our boardroom, our video editing room, or even my favorite room, the kitchen lunchroom. Look, we never thought we'd have to repay this mortgage in an emergency. It was always just renewed, and we could handle paying $2,500 a month in interest like a regular mortgage payment. But then the loan was acquired by a new banker, and he just doesn't care. We've never done such important work as we're doing now. I don't want this to knock us off course. Let's turn lemons into lemonade. Please help Rebel News. Go to helprebelnews.com, and we can pay down this debt and get back to business. And if you're able to buy a brick, whether it's a $100 brick or a $380 engraving or a $3,800 cornerstone or even a whole room, your name will forever grace our walls. And if you are an amazing guardian angel who wants to name our lunchroom or our boardroom, well, this is the time, my friends. 2020 was a terrible year for the world, but it was the year that we at Rebel News proved our importance by telling the other side of the story. Please help us pay down this surprise mortgage call so we can do even more important work in the year ahead. Please visit helprebelnews.com. Thank you and Merry Christmas. We have a new banker and he has decided to call in all his loans. We need $380,000 immediately. Please help us if you can at helprebelnews.com.